Hello, and welcome to Healing Conversations with Alex. I am Dr. Alex Young, and thanks for joining in. The God Who Sees, El Roy. I wanted to talk about a time when I felt unseen. I had to be reminded that God sees me. So I was going through something really hard. And in this time of silence, in my tears, I was like, God, what's really going on? I don't really understand. And in my private time, I will often talk to the Lord, and He showed me the different ways in which He sees me. So later that evening, there was a movie, and it was showing how a woman had suffered a lot of injustices that were not her own fault. She'd often cry out to God, but she stayed loyal to having faith to the Heavenly Father. God saw her, and despite the way that she had been treated, betrayed, and her many different afflictions, at the end of the day, God blessed her. He saw her. So while watching the movie, I didn't really know the title of the company that the movie was produced under, but it just so happens that the title or the sponsor of the movie and the name of the company was Elroy, the God who sees. I was like, wow. So, in summary, though we sometimes do not think that God sees us, He sees all the pain, the tears. He sees the things that other people do not or are not willing to acknowledge. This encouragement and reminder to stay faithful to the Heavenly Father because He sees all things. And it's not upon us to take vengeance, but it's upon us to stay faithful to God. It is upon us to pray, to use wisdom and discernment, and let God deal with that which is not our business. We need to mind our own business, be about the business that God has given us. The God who sees is demonstrated in Genesis 16 when Hagar, Sarah's handmaiden, went away because of how she was being treated after conceiving a child with Abram per Sarai's instruction. In Genesis 16:7 through 13, it reads, And the angel of the Lord found her by the fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way of Shur. He said, Hagar, Sarah's maid, whence camest thou, and whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Return to thy mistress, and submit thyself under her hands. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man, and his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her, Thou God seest me. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeth me? Genesis 16:7 through 13. Let's meditate on this, and until next time, love, peace, and redemption.